Hi everyone, Rainy Bastarash here. I was asked in an email, actually just recently, about what was my first, or if anything bad happened when I first got into comedy hypnosis. So I'm going to speak to you about my first comedy hypnosis catastrophe. Okay, this was many years ago because I've done tons of comedy hypnosis shows since then, but when I first began my very first show, I did a show for, I believe it was Hesser College, which is somewheres in, I believe, Manchester, New Hampshire area. And when I got there again, I was brand new. I was nervous, so I was trying to get everything together. And I had all these little 3x5 cue cards, okay? And I had one with every single one of my skits together. And the whole idea is I had them all in order so I can, go through each card and know where the skit, what the next skit was. So I had them all stacked up, and I had a little, I guess you could say, kind of like a stand. It was like a magician's stand that I brought with me with all my cards stacked up over there. And I had, kind of like little cheat sheets hidden around the place. So when I walked around, I didn't have to, run back to my desk. So anyways, I had all these things stacked up. And I get out there, there was probably about 70 people, 80 people, in attendance. And I was all set. So I get up there and I says, "Hi everyone, I'm Rainy Bastarash, and I'd like to welcome." And when I went like this and said welcome, my hand hit the stand and the cards went flying all over the floor. Now, what made this a catastrophe? Each one of the cards had a different skit or a different thing I was going to do. So there's probably about maybe 20 of them. And now I don't usually do 20 different skits in a show because the show is only an hour, hour and a half long, but you want to have more than what's needed. But the thing is, the skits that you do when you do a comedy hypnosis show are all done, I guess you could say, in order. You have to start with what they call level 1 skits, then level 2, level 3, and these are on the depth level scales, okay? Because when you first do hypnosis, somebody, only maybe 2 minutes into the show isn't deep enough to have them, to make them cause amnesia or to give them negative hallucinations, which is not seeing something that is there. So if I started out with that at the beginning, it'd be a sure fail. So you want to start out with level 1 type skits where, things having to do with slight catalepsies, they can't feel something, or their fingers are stuck, or their arms stuck, and then you get into the, amnesia things, you can't remember your name, then you get into hallucinations and negative hallucinations. So I had them in order so it would all work perfectly, the gradual growth from level 1 to level 6 skits. And when they all went flying, it was like, oh, what am I going to do? Skits are everywhere. So I never got a chance to pick them up. And I said, well, the show must go on, so I continued going. And for the most part, I skipped quite a few of them because I couldn't remember, so the show might have been a little bit shorter than what I would have liked, but I was able to get through it. Now, here's the thing. One of the skits I did, and this was like, I guess you could say, a double catastrophe in the show. One of the skits that I did had to do with, I chose, a man and a woman to come up on stage. So the man was on this side and the woman was on that side. Now, behind the man was the door to go outside, okay? That's going to come into play in a minute. So there was a door to go outside behind the man. So anyways, the whole idea was when I have them open their eyes, they're going to look at each other as their lost long loves, and they're going to put their arms out and run towards each other and give each other a big hug. And I thought I'd be cute. I had the sound effects, I had a PA system, and I was going to play Whitney's Houston, "I Will Always Love You" in the background, okay? So here I am all set up to do this, and I figured, hey, this is going to redeem me for dropping all my cards at the beginning. So I say, 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. The man looks at the woman, puts his arms out. Woman looks at the man, puts her arms out. They start running towards each other, coming closer and closer and closer. She runs right past him, keeps on going, and runs out the door. And I didn't see her for the rest of the show. I'm like, of course, you have to be quick when you're in a show. So I looked at the audience and I said, I guess she didn't love him. And they all started laughing, and I moved on to the next skit. In the back of my mind, I'm worried, where did this woman go? She's in hypnosis. And of course, back then I was new. So I wasn't as convinced about, things as I am now, realizing now that, she made a physical choice or a conscious choice to go out that door. So she basically came out of hypnosis immediately. Why did that happen? Well, even in hypnosis, you're not going to do anything you don't want to do. Now, she was one of the, I guess you could say she was a college socialite. She was like on the cheerleading squad. She might have been the head cheerleader, but she was right up there. And he was kind of a loner, kind of geek. So in real life, she wouldn't have given this guy a hug. So when she opened her eyes and saw who it was, she decided this is embarrassing, and she ran right past him. Now, people in the audience, a couple of them left, they followed her. They did find her later on. She came back and explained to me what happened, so everything was fine. So, again, no matter how much you plan, things like this can happen. Now, of course, it was something to remember, but it made the show even a little more interesting because it was unexpected. So don't worry about it. If you're going to be doing comedy hypnosis or any kind of performance, okay, there's no way you can practice till you're perfect. Just do the best you can, get prepared, and go out and do it and have fun. The biggest thing is to stay on your toes, roll with the punches. The show must go on and always needs to keep rolling. So even if she goes out the door like I did, I said, hey, she didn't love him, go on with a joke and move ahead. Everything should be fine. So anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Be sure to subscribe and come on to my YouTube site also and subscribe. And bye-bye.